Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to talk about China, the Fast and the Furious 9, John Cena, and whether or not Hollywood is falling out of love with China.
It depends on who you ask, apparently.
Yeah, so we're hearing conflicting reports about the box office take of the Fast and the Furious in China. Fast and Furious 9. Of course, this comes after John Cena's very profuse apology to China for getting it, he believes, wrong about Taiwan. He apologized to China in Mandarin.
Well, I'm sure that he was told he had to.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that. And it was interesting because this came out a couple of weeks before his apology, and they've got his 10 most embarrassing moments in his career. Well, they didn't have the apology. That probably would be one of the most
confused. I was like, what's that have to do with it?
One of the most embarrassing moments, I think, in his career. Maybe they're just talking wrestling, but
I think they were just talking wrestling.
It was actually hard to watch. I'll tell you the truth. It was actually.
I didn't watch it.
You didn't watch it?
No.
Oh, he just seemed very.
People were pressured.
That's
what people said. It was almost like a ransom message or something. It was I didn't see it though, so.
Yeah, so like you were saying, he doesn't want to get stuck doing a Wipeout forever. Mm-hmm. You know, he wants to make those Fast and the Furious movies, make some money over there in China. So we're going to talk about how F9 is actually doing, because the apology was probably to make sure that it did well.
Right. Now, initially though, they're reporting that it was not doing that well.
Yeah.
But now it's picking up.
Yeah, so I don't know if this is like, before apology, after apology, I don't know. We've got conflicting reports. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the China-Hollywood situation. And it's really interesting because this article in the Hollywood Reporter, which they've got Bob Iger in here, by the way, that's interesting.
Well, yeah, because no, it's not surprising, given Disney's connection to China and the fact that, as WW Pro pointed out on Pirates and Princesses, that they could take it tomorrow. Like if they got pissed enough, so it's a gamble for sure. And then he unloads his stocks.
Yeah, there's some really weird stuff going on. We're gonna talk about this as something. There's definitely something going on, and it could be about the impending Cold War that we might find ourselves in with China.
Could be about Star Wars. Could be who the hell knows? I mean,
who
with
knows?
Like Bob Iger, who knows?
Who knows? So before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We're over 193,000.
Woohoo!
We finally crossed that threshold.
7,000. You know what I mean? 7.
Oh, I thought you said simple way. I'm like, no, don't do that.
7,000 away.
7,000 away from 200,000. We still don't know what we're going to do yet for 200,000. Even then, we'll probably wait until we're safely over 200 because YouTube tends to...
Like, you thought you made it. Aha! And you didn't.
Yeah, like you think you're at 200, you go to bed, you wake up next day, it's like, oh, I'm at 198 again. What happened?
Unsubscribed a bunch of people for no reason. Anyway.
So let's first talk about Fast and the Furious 9. Now, I am not a huge fan of this franchise.
I have never watched any of these movies.
I've watched the first couple. I watched Hobbs and Shaw, and I'm going to tell you the truth. I don't get it. I'm really not into these movies.
I did see Hobbs and Shaw, yeah.
Yeah, we saw Hobbs and Shaw.
Yeah, but that's about it. Now, it is funny because the only thing I thought was funny was that when they called it Tokyo Drift, and our cat, Ozzy, if you use the pointer, he slides himself like that.
Oh, he does. He drifts,
so they call it Tokyo Drifting the cat. But that's about it for me and Fast and the Furious, if I'm going to be honest with you, which I'm going to be upfront about.
Yeah, he does tend to drift. So opinions are drifting here on how this is doing in China. Now, a week or so ago, there was a story in the Hollywood Reporter that F9 was falling 85% amid weak reviews in the John Cena controversy that was only going to finish its China run with $211 million. It's a big number, but more than half. It's a little more than half as much as the Fate of the Furious in 2017.
Well, it seems like initially it started off slow, and people were kind of like, "Is this because of the apology? Is this because of what is this about?" And now it seems to have picked up just as of the last couple days.
Yeah. So according to Scott Mendelson, trusted journalist Scott Mendelson over at Forbes, F9 is about to hit a major box office milestone,
which is
which is that it's going to do 200 million. It said,
okay.
yeah, it's going to zoom past 200 million sometime today. This was a couple days ago, possibly both the 199 million Chinese. I hate that.
I hate that
The
word.
cume of Spider-Man Far From Home and the 201 million cume of Hobbs and Shaw.
Okay, so they already have precedent for people liking F9 over there.
Yeah, yeah. Once that happens today or exceedingly early tomorrow, it'll be the second biggest Hollywood flick in China behind Avengers Endgame in all of 2019, 2020, and thus far 2021.
Okay, the biggest since 2019 to 2021. So it's not the biggest. It's just the biggest in the last couple of years. Okay.
It'll be bigger than any non-DC Marvel superhero flick, namely Avengers 3, Venom, Aquaman, and Avengers 4, from Hollywood to play in China since Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, which I thought was dog poopy.
But wait, this is another one of those. So on a Thursday at 5 o'clock type thing.
From a certain point of view.
Yes, okay.
From a certain point of view.
But I still think, it is interesting. The numbers are picking up compared to what they were concerned about.
Yeah, yeah. So, say for maybe an Avengers movie, James Cameron's Avatar 2, there exists no Hollywood movie, save for Fast and Furious 9, that could find itself on the defensive despite heading for a $215 million Chinese total. The grosses for the last 3 official Fast Saga movies. It's a saga?
Oh, there's so many of them.
Saga?
We used to joke about, Rocky was a joke, not Rocky, 5,000. Now it's a Fast and the Furious 5,000.
Yeah, there are so many damn Fast and the Furious movies, and I don't get it. I just don't get it. The first one was kind of a novel idea, and then they did the Tokyo Drift
People
thing.
like it, so, hey.
They like it. I mean, I can't say anything. I mean, it's like I'm sure
people
people
wonder why Star Wars has so many
yeah.
movies, So,
I just personally have never really cared for these movies.
But other
that
people
much.
love it, and that's cool.
They're making money. So 392 million in 2015, 393 in 2017, and 201 million in 2019 made up 26% of Furious 7's 1.5 billion. Yada yada yada. So basically, yeah,
it's still the word of the day.
Yeah, it's he likes to use the cume word.
That's a stupid word.
Is that so's Elon Musk, but you drop the E.
Oh, that's his new currency thing. That's his new. Anyway, go ahead.
Currency. His currency.
Yeah.
His currency. Anyway, 393 million in 2017. I don't think they're gonna come anywhere near that.
So it's probably not. So okay. So in a nutshell. Other people are reporting it's not doing as well as other ones. His takeaway is, oh, yes, it is. It's making milestones because in the last 3 years.
Yeah, and one of those years or year and a half of that time frame, we've been in lockdown and pandemic. So
it is what it is. But it's not going bust, though. So there's that. It has picked up. But my problem with it all, and I still think that the problem still remains that people bring up, is Hollywood keeps pandering to China. And making films for China. But right now, the relations with China are not the best for reasons we're not going to get into. What happens if that goes down south more?
Yeah. It's, I was just thinking there's a joke in there about heading down south.
Did you stop?
What if Hollywood's relationship goes further down on China? Will that help the numbers? Will the cume be larger? Will they have a larger cume? Anyway, yeah, they said that basically at this point it's in Transformers: The Last Night territory.
And well, that movie, they pandered so hard. That's the one where they had all the Chinese stuff in it. Didn't they? People from China?
I think both of them. I think because at that point Transformers was being made basically for China.
Yeah,
Age of
I
Extinction,
remember.
I know they went to China.
Maybe it was Age of Extinction.
I think it was Age of Extinction.
I can't remember. They all blur together.
They don't have any plot. The last couple Transformers.
Boom, boom, vehicles that transform, more boom booms.
And boobs.
And boom booms.
Transforming vehicles, and Optimus Prime is really, really effing angry for some reason.
The Transformers balls for some reason.
Yeah.
So it's a boy.
Testiculon, transform.
I know. I'm just like,
And fuck them up.
Yeah, it's just, but I am concerned because, and a lot of people have been concerned, and this goes back to like even that whole thing they were talking about. The Department of Defense was working with movie studios, and now they're kind of trying to like look at it again about China and stuff. There's a lot of things that are a little bit concerning. Especially given what's going on right now, and Disney especially could take a huge hit because they have all their those 2 theme parks in China.
Yeah,
and they spend a lot of money there, and they have a lot of investments over there. So that could hurt them, which could hurt investors. The flip side is when the American box office went down because of the pandemic and other box office areas were open, like China, for example, they switched to a lot of places. They had made their own movies anyway. They've been. But a lot of these different countries went to making more of their own movies, and their movies are kind of just beating American movies anyway.
Yeah, we've been saying this. It's really interesting. You look at this article, right, and you scroll down, and there's a lot to unpack here. The caption for this, we've been saying this, they don't need us anymore. So after years of dominance by Hollywood tentpoles, China is now producing its own blockbusters, including Detective Chinatown 3, which has grossed $703 million. What's really interesting, again, this is a Hollywood rag, right? Trusted Hollywood media, Hollywood Reporter, right? They're talking about trade war, censorship, which Alex Hirsch was calling out.
Right.
Disney censoring stuff for China and Russia. Human rights abuses. Now, how come it was okay on the previous administration's watch to sweep all that under the rug? But now all of a sudden, now we're going to be concerned about it. Mulan being filmed near, a re-education facility. And all of that. And yeah, so it's starting to look more and more like they're like, hey, maybe this isn't such a good deal.
Yeah, but if they're making the money, they're going to keep doing it.
Yeah, well, that's just it. I mean, if F9 is doing as good as they're saying, and even though it's not gangbusters like it was before, it's still doing, they said good enough, according to Scott Mendelson.
But you know what's funny to me? Other countries who have movies released in the United States, they don't change their whole movie to just make it to what we want.
No.
And, a lot of places they're being told to, like in manga and in like anime and stuff, and there's pushback because like, why do we have to change for you? Other countries don't. It's just stupid.
Yeah, I think the way that it should be. Again, this is, because China is the second largest, box office in the world. The way it should be is we make the movies we want to make the way we want to make them. And if China likes it, fantastic. But we're not changing shit just to appease China,
They wouldn't change it to appease us.
Oh, no. They would, and we see, when Tencent starts getting involved in Western productions that they want to start dictating stuff. We're seeing that the Tencent's trying to push more into anime and video games now, and they want to dictate things.
So yeah, it is what it is, guys. But like it is a very conflicting report. But basically, the takeaway is, it's not doing so far as well as the other ones have done, but comparatively in the last 3 years, it's doing good.
Yeah,
but it's not losing money. So I mean, they're probably going to keep pandering. And I love how they talk out of both sides of their face. Here's the American Western, pride flag logo and everything else, but over there, it's just the regular one.
This is the regular one. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, they're not going to rock the boat too hard over there. We see a lot of things changed even in the theme parks. So look at Shanghai Disneyland. They changed a lot of things to meet the Chinese audience expectations. We didn't get a haunted mansion because apparently there's something which I don't fully understand. I'm sure somebody could probably jump in here, but apparently beliefs about the afterlife, you're not allowed to do supernatural or ghosts or anything like that. So they wound up with Mystic Manor in Hong Kong.
Which Mystic Manor is pretty cool, though.
I actually would like to see Mystic Manor.
And Shanghai's Pirates is
Johnny Depp centered.
Yes, but it's very, very well done. So.
Yeah, it is. So, anyway, it's going to be interesting to see what Disney does. I don't know if they're going to course correct, because how can they reconcile their American political correctness with what China wants to see?
I don't know. They're trying to have their cake and eat it too, but the problem is when you're two-faced, you end up pissing everybody off.
It's a lot of cake. You got 2 cake holes you got to shove cake into.
I guess.
Are you allowed to do that in China? Shove cake into 2 cake holes?
I have no idea.
All right.
Why don't you go ask? I don't know.
We're going to wrap this up.
Yes.
All right. So please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We'll talk later.
Bye.